What do you do if you're involved in an accident? I'm going to assume if you're watching this video, you're not watching it at the scene of a crash. But what I can do is give you some pointers for if you're ever in a crash. Now, I've put together a quick tips fact sheet that I'd be happy to send to you to keep with your registration and your insurance card in the glove box of your car, so that if you ever are in a crash, you can refer to it and you won't be trying to think of this stuff while you're in shock. The first also is the most obvious. Get to safety. Get yourself and any potentially injured people out of harm's way. Get away from oncoming traffic if necessary. Now, the trick here is, if it can be done safely, to leave your cars where the crash happened. The reason is that you can take some pictures or possibly even videos of the scene, and it'll help you show later that it's the other person's fault for the crash occurring in the first place, where it happened, where your cars came to rest. Number 2, call 911. If you're hurt, you're going to need an ambulance. If someone else is hurt, they're going to need an ambulance. And at any rate, a lot of insurance carriers actually prefer that you have a police report for you to make an insurance claim. The police are going to arrive there soon. They're going to actually immortalize the scene. They'll get statements from any witnesses so that we can potentially track a witness down later. Here's another tip I want to throw in on this one. Make sure not to play down your injuries. A lot of times people that are very seriously injured after a crash will say, when they get asked if they're okay, they say, yeah, I'm fine. They're saying that, and we all understand that it probably just means you have no broken bones. The problem is that gets misconstrued by defense insurance attorneys. They claim that you couldn't have been injured. If you were, you'd have mentioned to bystanders, yeah, I'm having a little bit of problems with my neck or a headache or something like that. If you're having any symptoms at all, don't deny that you have any symptoms to witnesses and people standing nearby. A lot of times, people who are very seriously injured in a crash feel no pain whatsoever immediately following the crash. I've seen people who actually needed and got neck surgeries but felt no pain for hours or even days after an automobile rear-end collision. Sometimes people with very serious herniations in their neck only recall a very mild burning or throbbing pain, or maybe some headaches. Number 3, get people's contact information. Please don't count on the police to get all the witnesses' names, numbers, addresses, and contact information. The police often are overwhelmed with too many people to talk to. A lot of times they will miss some, or a lot of times they have to leave because they have to tend to an emergency, or sometimes they don't just record everything. Remember, witnesses are going to be the most important part of making sure the other person is responsible for causing this crash. Any witnesses are there, if you feel up to it, get their name, their address, their phone number, even an email. If you can't get to them and you see them driving away, I've actually had clients who grabbed their cell phone and were able to snap a shot of the person's driver's license plate as they were driving away. We were able to contact that witness later and they remembered the crash. Anything you can do like that to help could actually help your case later. Number 4, get the insurance information of everybody involved in the crash. Rather than having to wait 10 days for the police report to come down, which will have everybody's insurance information, or having to wait for me to actually request it and wait for information to come back from the insurance company, a lot of times you can get the other driver's insurance information yourself and save us all a lot of time and trouble. Number 5, take pictures of all the vehicles from all the angles before they're moved. If this can be done safely without causing a second crash, almost all of us have video cameras and camera phones. Get out of your car and snap some pictures of the cars and the damage to the cars and where they came to rest from a few different angles and a lot of different distances. These are going to be important later because I can blow those pictures up a lot of time and use them as exhibits to show to the jury later, or show them to the adjuster during some negotiations. This might definitely make a difference in helping you get your case resolved. Now, importantly, if you're not feeling up to it, don't force it. Ask a witness to take some pictures, or possibly a Good Samaritan to do it for you. Get their email address and get in contact with them that way. Number 6, write down what happened. Memories are going to fade. It's a fact of life. A lot of times you're probably in some form of shock after you've been injured in a car crash or a slip and fall. Remember right after the crash to try to jot down notes of what was said, by who, and even the situation. Describe the circumstances, the weather, where everything was sitting, what businesses were in the background. A lot of times this can help. Another thing you can look for is video surveillance nearby for businesses or gas stations that are on the corner. I've had really good luck obtaining copies of security cameras that actually show the crash happening, which is a lot of help when a defendant actually denies that they caused a crash. Number 7, contact a well-qualified personal injury attorney immediately. Remember, there is a broad spectrum of attorneys out there. Only a few of them practice personal injury and actually do what they say. Only a few of those are actually well qualified. Your attorney will have a much better chance of getting your whole case put together if you call them immediately. Things like witness statements, measuring skid marks, obtaining security video cameras from the businesses near the crash, the fall, or the accident. I've been able to get a lot of these things only because prior clients of mine contacted me immediately. I hope you feel comfortable calling me about your injuries. You can call the phone number here on your screen or fill out the form here on my website and we'll get in touch with you. Remember, there's no cost or obligation in calling, and I will speak with you personally. Also, please feel free to check out my other videos on my webpage or the other web pages themselves. There's a lot of great information and great tools there. I'll see you on the next video.